Hi, Compassion Church. My name is Betsy, and I serve as an elder here. And today we're going to conclude our 21 days of prayer and fasting with diving into this topic as the sword of the Spirit. Now, we know in Ephesians 6:17 that the sword of the Spirit is the Word of God. And one of the best examples that I can find for that in actions is Jesus himself. When he was in ministry here on earth, he was led into the wilderness by the Spirit, and he faced strong spiritual warfare. And how did he overcome these attacks of the enemy? He used the Word of God. And he used it not only by professing it, but he used it in faith and believing it with his whole heart. Because we know that the enemy also knew the Word. But the difference is that God used that Word with faith and believing it wholeheartedly in his heart. In Hebrews 4:12, it says this: "For the Word of God is a living and active, sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing to the dividing of soul and spirit, of joint and marrow, and discerning the thoughts of intentions of the heart." So the Word of God, it's not just a book. It's not just a simple book, right? The words written in this book are alive and active. They're the very Word of God. And we have been given so many powerful promises, so many truths about the authority that we can walk in as his children. And so it's time for us to use it, right? It's a sword, yes, but it's one thing to have your sword just like sitting at your house, maybe like a decorative sword. And another thing to know how to be an expert wielder of this sword. And that's what we got to learn. In my own life, there's been so many times where I have faced oppositions, where I have faced valleys, where I have faced spiritual warfare. And it is through declaring the Word of God, knowing the promises that are written in his Word, and professing them with faith that I have always found breakthrough. So let's end these 21 days of prayer and fasting by becoming expert wielders of the Word of God.